Hey guys, so I tried to post this yesterday, but the audio wouldn't work, so I didn't post it. But I think we all really need it right now. I said I would read you guys a fic, and I think we all need a bit of fluff right now, while drowning in our tears. Anyways, so this fic, I'm pretty sure it's called The Hunter and the Cat or something like that. It's by Sienna's on LiveJournal. I'll post the link. But yeah, here's it's just I died first time I ever read it just because of how cute it was, and I think we all need it right now because of just everything that's going on. So yeah, here it is. Dean blinked at his angel. The furry little bundle in Castiel's arms blinked back. Cass? Why are you holding a kitten? Castiel frowned a little at Dean before looking down at the tiny little ball of golden fur. I cannot keep him in heaven, and he needs to be looked after. Well, you aren't keeping it here, Dean pointed out, which was the moment Sam walked in from getting dinner. He stopped and stared at the two people in the room, before his eyes latched onto the kitten. The kitten mewed pathetically and started purring, wiggling in Castiel's grip as though trying to get closer to the tall man. Sam, the giant girl he was, melted. "Aw, what's with the kitten?" he asked, shutting the door and dropping the pizza on the table. He reached out and easily plucked the kitten from Castiel's grip. The kitten purred loudly and nuzzled into Sam's giant hands. Sam grinned, nuzzling his nose into the soft fur in return. Castiel smiled a little at the sight, and even Dean couldn't help but notice just how adorable it looked to see a giant Sasquatch holding a tiny little kitten in one hand and making cooing noises of all things. Dean let out a heavy sigh, giving his angel a very long look. Castiel just stared back before moving closer and stroking his fingers down Dean's jaw in a way that always broke him. "Please, Dean?" he asked softly, staring into Dean's eyes. Dean tried to pout and think of a way to say no without crushing both Castiel's and Sam's delicate girly feelings. "What is it you want, Cass?" Sam asked, sitting on his bed with the kitten purring away happily in his lap. He stroked behind its ears, looking up at the angel. Castiel glanced at Sam and the kitten, hands still gently coaxing Dean into submission. "I need you both to look after the cat for a few days. It's not a normal cat, so you don't have to worry about cat things." "It's a supernatural cat?" Sam asked, looking down at the tiny ball of fur. "It's not evil, is it?" Castiel shook his head, looking at Dean again. "Fine," Dean caved, pulling his lover in for a deep kiss. If only he had the little gag Sam made. "We'll look after it. Him." "Him," Dean amended, kissing Castiel again. The angel promptly disappeared, and Dean turned back to his brother. The kitten blinked at him, almost smugly, and nuzzled deeper into Sam's lap. Dean pointed, grunting. "He's sleeping on your bed." "Who's a cute little kitty?" "You are. Yes, you are. Good kitty. Want some breakfast?" "Hey, no!" Dean groaned, rolling onto his stomach and trying to suffocate himself in his pillow as Sam cooed to the kitten. He lifted his head a little at the sharp retort and heard a tiny little mew, followed by Sam's sigh. "He likes bacon, Dean. You're down one piece." "Oh, hell no!" The little shit did not just eat his bacon. Dean flung himself up at the table, throwing his hands down at the tiny little cat, perched by his plate and chewing dutifully on a strip of bacon. Dean's bacon! "You little," he growled, scooping up the cat and making to toss him on the bed. The thing mewed loudly and swiping at Dean, as though scared, and Sam hurried to his rescue. "Dean, leave him alone. He's just a kitten." Sam left heroically to the kitten's rescue and pressed a kiss to his tiny little head. Dean swore he saw the thing smirk triumphantly at him before it went back to nuzzling and purring to Sam, looking tiny and harmless. Dean pointed, scandalized. "It stole my bacon on purpose. It's plotting to kill me. Can't you see the evil in its eyes?" Sam frowned at him. "Stop being so dramatic. It's just one piece of bacon. Jesus, it's just a kitten." The kitten purred and mewed in agreement. "It's not. Cass said it's supernatural." "And he also said that he," Sam emphasized pointedly on the word, "is not evil. Do you really think your boyfriend would leave something in our care that was plotting to kill you? Look at him, Dean. He's tiny. Dean was not pouting. No, he was simply brooding. Manly brooding. It has claws, he pointed out. Sam scoffed, holding the kitten in one hand. Tiny little claws. Now calm down, stop pouting, and eat your damn bacon. I'm going to take a shower. Dean flopped on his chair, still brooding, and balked when Sam gently placed the killer on the table. Oh, hell no. Take him to the bathroom with you, Dean demanded, covering his bacon protectively as the kitten walked closer. Its tiny little ears perked up and looked at Sam, mewing happily and trotting towards him. Sam just smiled, scratching one sausage finger on the kitten's jaw, but he didn't pick it up. I'm not going to shower with him watching me, Dean. Just keep him from eating my food, and I'll keep him from plotting his evil deeds against you when I get out. He snickered and promptly ditched. The kitten plopped its tiny butt down and howled sadly as Sam shut the door. Dean grumbled, but shoveled in his treasured bacon and some cooled scrambled eggs. The kitten stopped howling and stared at him, as though Sam leaving it alone with Dean was Dean's fault. He pointed at it, mouthful. Hey, don't you look at me like that. He'll be back and then he can smother you with his big gay love for all things tiny and fluffy. He paused and gestured to Sam's healthy and boring breakfast of fruit. Have at it. The kitten just looked at the fruit, then back to Dean's bacon. It mewed. Hell no, Dean hovered over his food. Mine. The kitten seemed to sigh before delicately walking to Sam's fruit and promptly sat his little butt down in it. Dean choked a little on his bacon while trying hard not to laugh. Okay, he chuckled, tossing a little piece of bacon to the thing, who mewed happily and choked it down. At least you have good taste. So far, things with Kitten, which Dean was secretly calling Mordred. What? He likes the Arthurian legends. Were okay. Sam was ass over elbows for the little guy and kept plying with it for little treats. Then he'd snuggle the thing in his giant hands and make the kitten look like it was in heaven from all the attention. Then they'd both take a little catnap. And Dean would text his angel. Are you coming back yet? No. When? Soon. Miss you. And then Dean would shut off his phone so he wouldn't read the next text and he was good and ready. Meaning he'd read it once the annoying fluttering in his stomach stopped and his hands stopped sweating. It was the same reply every time. I miss you as well, Dean. Damn, Dean was in trouble. This thing with Castiel was just supposed to be some fun between friends. Let off some steam and help the nerdy guy lose his virginity. Yeah, okay, that was a lie. Ever since Dean first kissed him, it had been so much more. Or, if he were being completely honest with himself, things with him had been so much more than friends from the moment Castiel raised him from the pit. Found a bond and all that. So, really, the sex had been inevitable, and apparently falling in love with him. Yep, it was official. Love had Dean by the short and curlies, and it wasn't as scary as he would have thought. Sure, he'd been close to the mark before, and he could really see himself in love with Lisa, but this thing with Castiel was so much deeper than it had with Lisa, or Cassie before that. Being in love with Castiel was just there, inevitable. The kitten, Mordred, yawned from its perch on Sam's ridiculous hair on the third day, staying with them and blinking golden eyes at Dean. Dean stared at them. You're not just a magical cat, are you? Mordred blinked again, kneading his paws through Sam's hair, almost affectionately. Dean pursed his lips, slowly walking over to the pair. See, I have a theory. I think the reason Cass dropped you with us was to keep you safe, because you couldn't protect yourself anymore. So you're not actually a cat. You got turned into one. Mordred meowed and jumped onto the floor, batting at Dean's shoelaces. Dean just rolled his eyes and punched Sam in the shoulder. Wake up, bitch. Nap time's over. Sam groaned at a jerk and slowly jogged himself up and out of the bed and into the bathroom for his daily shower. What a girl. Dean frowned at the playing kitten and nudged it off his shoe. Stop it. Mordred, the little shit, stumbled along the side and began to cry. Predictably, Sam came bounding out of the bathroom, towel held haphazardly around his waist, eyes wide. Dean, what'd you do? He demanded, immediately scooping Mordred up and soothing him. Hush, kitty, it's okay. Big mean Dean is going to explain himself. Sam glared at Dean, lips pressed into Mordred's fur as the kitten continued to cry pathetically. Dean pointed accusingly to Mordred. I didn't do anything. It was chewing on my shoelaces, so I nudged it, and it flopped over and began to yell. It's plotting! Sam growled. It is a he, and he is a tiny little kitten. He is not trying to kill you, so leave him alone. He turned on his heel and stormed into the bathroom, the kitten still in his hands. Dean just huffed and sat back down. At least the miserable thing got what it wanted, he mumbled. A few minutes into his sulk, Castiel appeared. Hello, Dean, he greeted as usual. The smile was something newer, though. Dean instantly perked up, though he tried not to show it, and smiled at his angel. Hey, Cass, what took you so long? Castiel strode over to him, sitting casually on the bed beside Dean. Dean grinned and pressed his shoulder into the angel's. I needed to be sure I could reverse the effects of the enchantment without any permanent damage to Gabriel. It took longer than I anticipated. Dean choked, eyes bulging out of his head. Gabriel? The little shit is Gabriel? And he suddenly remembered that Sam was in the bathroom, naked, with an archangel, with Gabriel. Shit! But it was too late. As Dean leapt from the bed, apparently Castiel had already reversed the effects of the spell or whatever, because Dean heard a muffled shout of surprise, a chuckle that he never thought he'd hear again, and then silence. Silence! Fuck! He pounded on the door frantically, but Sam didn't answer. He tried the doorknob, but it was locked. Shit, Cassie's killed my brother! Open this door! Dean, you don't want to go in there, Castiel warned slowly, standing up to join him. Dean just glared and continued to pound on the door and yell to him, Sam! Castiel, open this door or we'll never see you again! Castiel's eyes widened a little before he thrust out his hand eagerly and the door flew off its hinges. Dean leapt forward, Sam's name on his lips, before he froze, stunned and horrified. Gabriel was naked as the day he were born, or, whatever. But Sam equally so. And Gabriel had his legs wrapped around Sam's waist and his tongue from the shit out of Dean's baby brother's mouth. Sam was kissing him back just as eagerly, grinding into Gabriel as he pressed him to the shallow wall. Oh God, Dean shouted, covering his eyes and stumbling back. Gabriel just snapped wetly. The door fixed himself and left Dean staring at it, revolted. I did try to warn you, Castiel pointed out, rather smugly, holding on to Dean's shoulders. Cass? Yes, Dean? Shut up and cleanse my brain. Which was not the clearest way to say it, get those awful images out of there because there isn't enough whiskey or vodka or bleach in the world to erase what I just saw. But Castiel apparently took those words as allow me to tongue fuck you myself. But Dean wasn't about to complain as his angel pulled him down onto Dean's bed and proceeded to replace the bad image with some very, very good ones. Plus the squeak of horror Sam made when he and Gabriel left the bathroom to see Dean buried balls deep in his desperate and begging angel. Totally worth it. So yeah, that was that fic. Like I said, I died the first time I read it just because of how cute it was. Yeah, I think pretty much the entire fandom needs some fluff right now, so even though it's not my fic, it's one of my favorites, and yeah, just trying to lighten the mood, especially for me, because endless tears, cried myself to sleep last night. I'm not even exaggerating this. I just randomly burst out crying after sorting through all the files on my desktop, many of which were pictures of Nisha Collins. And then I started crying and cried myself to sleep. So yeah, hopefully this helped if you're in a lot of pain or something. Yeah, how are we gonna survive the summer? I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna shut up. Bye.